Chapter 30 of Pollyanna. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Mary Anderson. Pollyanna by Eleanor H. Porter. Chapter 30. Jimmy Takes the Helm. "It's Jimmy Bean. He wants ter see you, ma'am," announced Nancy in the doorway. "Me?" rejoined Miss Polly, plainly surprised. "Are you sure he did not mean Miss Pollyanna? He may see her a few minutes to-day if he likes." "Yes'm, I told him, but he said it was you he wanted." "Very well, I'll come down." And Miss Polly arose from her chair a little wearily. In the sitting-room she found waiting for her a round-eyed, flush-faced boy, who began to speak at once. "Ma'am, I s'pose it's dreadful what I'm doin', and what I'm sayin', but I can't help it. It's for Pollyanna, and I'd walk over hot coals for her, or face you, or anything like that, any time. And I think you would, too, if you thought there was a chance for her ter walk again. And so that's why I come ter tell ye that as long as it's only pride and et somethin' that's keepin' Pollyanna from walkin', why, I knew you would ask Dr. Chilton here if you understood." "What?" interrupted Miss Polly, the look of stupefaction on her face changing to one of angry indignation. Jimmy sighed despairingly. "There, I didn't mean ter make ye mad. That's why I begun by tellin' ye about her walkin' again. I thought you'd listen ter that." "Jimmy, what are you talking about?" Jimmy sighed again. "There, that's what I'm tryin' to tell ye." "Well, then, tell me, but begin at the beginning, and be sure I understand each thing as you go. Don't plunge into the middle of it as you did before, and mix everything all up." Jimmy wet his lips determinedly. "Well, ter begin with, Dr. Chilton come ter see Mr. Pendleton, and they talked in the library. Do ye understand that?" "Yes, Jimmy." Miss Polly's voice was rather faint. "Well, the window was open, and I was weedin' the flower bed under it, and I heard 'em talk." "Oh, Jimmy, listening?" "'Twa'n't about me, and 'twa'n't sneak listenin'," bridled Jimmy, "and I'm glad I listened. You will be when I tell ye. Why, it may make Pollyanna walk." "Jimmy, what do you mean?" Miss Polly was leaning forward eagerly. "There, I told ye so," nodded Jimmy contentedly. "Well, Dr. Chilton knows some doctor somewhere that can cure Pollyanna, he thinks, make her walk, ye know. But he can't tell sure till he sees her, and he wants ter see her somethin' awful. But he told Mr. Pendleton that you wouldn't let him." Miss Polly's face turned very red. "But, Jimmy, I can't. I couldn't. That is, I didn't know." Miss Polly was twisting her fingers together helplessly. "Yes, and that's what I came ter tell ye, so you would know," asserted Jimmy eagerly. "They said that for some reason, I didn't rightly catch what, you wouldn't let Dr. Chilton come, and you told Dr. Warren so. And Dr. Chilton couldn't come himself without you asked him, on account of pride and professional somethin' anyway. And they was wishin' somebody could make you understand, only they didn't know who could. And I was outside the winder, and I says ter myself right away, 'By jinks, I'll do it!' and I come, and have I made ye understand?" "Yes, but, Jimmy, about that doctor," implored Miss Polly feverishly. "Who was he? What did he do? Are they sure he could make Pollyanna walk?" "I don't know who he was. They didn't say. Dr. Chilton knows him, and he's just cured somebody just like her, Dr. Chilton thinks. Anyhow, they didn't seem ter be doin' no worryin' about him. 'Twas you they was worryin' about, 'cause you wouldn't let Dr. Chilton see her. And say, you will let him come, won't you, now you understand?" Miss Polly turned her head from side to side. Her breath was coming in little uneven rapid gasps. Jimmy, watching her with anxious eyes, thought she was going to cry. But she did not cry. After a minute she said brokenly, "Yes, I'll let Dr. Chilton see her. Now run home, Jimmy, quick. I've got to speak to Dr. Warren. He's upstairs now. I saw him drive in a few minutes ago." A little later Dr. Warren was surprised to meet an agitated, flushed-faced Miss Polly in the hall. He was still more surprised to hear the lady say, a little breathlessly, "Dr. Warren, you asked me once to allow Dr. Chilton to be called in consultation, and I refused. Since then I have reconsidered. I very much desire that you should call in Dr. Chilton. Will you not ask him at once, please? Thank you." End of Chapter 30.